But yes, thank you for asking me. You're the first interview guest that's actually interviewing me on my own podcast. Every day we come out, we see cars on the road, some more expensive and rarer than most. But what makes these cars what they really are? Is it the brand? Is it the identity? Is it the design? And why do they value, or why are they valued as much as they are? That's what we're here to find out today in this beautiful new episode of our podcast. And I have an amazing guest who is the center of this particular industry, especially here within Nigeria. I'm Miee, and you're welcome to yet another beautiful episode on the podcast for the ride with me. Hey, you're welcome to the channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to the Ride With Me channel, your one-stop channel where we geek about all things automotive, where you get unprecedented, unparalleled information. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey, it's nice to see you one more time. You're welcome to this wonderful new episode where our focus will be on luxury cars, supercars, and what makes them what they truly are. And for this beautiful episode, we have the amazing person, one of the pioneer automotive figures in the country of Nigeria, in the person of Supercars of Nigeria. And we're going to have an amazing conversation about these cars, their values, how they're used in countries like Nigeria, and what makes them or give them the identity that they have. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Hi, Ladi.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from.
It's nice to have you on the Ride With Me channel.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to do this podcast interview with me. So without doing too much, just give the audience a brief introduction. Who you are, what you do, why are you called Supercars of Nigeria, and
Okay, so my name is Ladi Bentley. I'm like you said, the pioneer of Supercars of Nigeria. So what do I do here? So what I do basically is I sell cars, I do car rentals, anything that has to do with cars. Car parts, car rentals, car sales, car interviews like this, whatever. That's just it.
So how did the brand Supercars of Nigeria come into play?
So the brand, I think I've told you this story before. I like cars a lot since I was a child. I used to like cars. So I noticed most times when I see a fine car, I take pictures with my phones and all that. I don't think there was Instagram then. That was like maybe 2010, 2011. Then Instagram came. And then I logged onto Instagram, and then I wasn't really doing anything with it. So I'm like, all those pictures I used to take then, why not just start posting them on this platform? And then I started posting it. Then the name of the platform was Ladi Bentley, not Supercars of Nigeria. So, but then, I was just posting cars because I don't like taking pictures. I'm not a fine person. So at some point, I actually wanted to delete the app from my phone because it was taking space. And then I just bumped into one page, Supercars of London. And then I went through it. I'm like, what this guy does is what I do too. You're posting cars. Why not just, instead of deleting mine, why not just name it into Supercars of Nigeria? That's just it. And we are here today, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So diving right into this episode proper, let's talk about luxury cars and supercars now. What makes a car worthy of being called a luxury car or a supercar?
There are cars that are labeled supercars and luxury cars by the car brands now. But for me, when you say luxury car, you mean like I would say maybe like a high-end vehicle, like all those like Rolls Royces and all those kind of things. That's the luxury cars for me. Why? First of all, because of the name. Rolls Royce, the comfort it gives you, and some other things that regular cars don't have.
Things like
the luxury they provide. Some cars have they have heated seats, they have massage seats, they have TVs and all those kind of things. Supercars, like you said, supercars, they are supercars, they are sports cars. The likes of them Koenigseggs, Ferraris and all those kind of things. They don't have heated seats, but then they are fast. That's why they are super. You get me? They are supercars, Ferraris, Koenigseggs, all those high, And then regular cars, like the Hondas, the Toyotas for the general public, like me and you, for now.
Okay, so let's move on to another very interesting question that I have for you now. A lot of people tend to, this is like a global thing, right? People just buy cars, they collect cars. But before we dive right into that, can you mention like a few car collectors within and outside Nigeria that really have piqued your interest with their collection?
Okay, within and outside Nigeria, yeah. When we say outside Nigeria, there's this guy they call Jay Leno. I don't know if you know him. Jay Leno, maybe you have to Google him. Yeah, the guy has like over 600 cars. He has this high-end like cars you've not even seen before. So that's one. Another one is this king, Sultan of Brunei. I heard he has like 5,000 cars. So like Bentleys, they make some cars for him that they don't make for anybody else. Do you understand? Like you'll be like, help me make this kind of car, name it this particular name. You know, there's a Bentley Bentayga. That's like the first Bentley SUV. But then this guy has had like a Bentley SUV as far back as 1995.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I would say that's like a car collector. And then there are musicians like this guy, Nick Cannon. He even has a car show on MTV. Those are car collectors. And when you come to Nigeria, we have the likes of maybe we'll say Joey Zaza, all those Instagram, Joey Zaza, man like Chico, and some other people that you don't even know. Sure, you get. When Instagram first started, there's this guy, they used to call him Captain Bikoff. I don't know where he is now. All his cars are white. He has the only F12 I would say is in Nigeria then. It belongs to him. He has some special cars, all white. And then there are some people too, like my chairman too. One coded man, he has cars too. So there are so many car collectors. Sure, you get.
Okay, so among these collectors now and so many more,
okay.
In your opinion, what are the top 3 collected cars, or what are the top 3 most luxurious or most valuable cars that you know?
First of all, I'll say the Bugatti Chiron.
Okay.
Bentley Bator.
Okay, that's a good one.
And then the Lamborghini Reventon.
Investing collection. And what about generally?
Generally, yeah, the normal ones we've seen are Rolls Royce Cullinan, Lamborghini Euros, and then maybe LX600.
Okay. Now let's talk about ownership of cars.
Okay.
Do you think that the fact that a particular persona has owned a car, that in any way affects the value of that car?
I would say yes.
Why?
It depends on the previous owner.
The individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, let me say there's this car and then the previous owner was Michael Jackson. Of course, the value will be high. People want to own it just to say, this car used to belong to Michael Jackson, or maybe someone like Elvis Presley, or this guy that drives, what's his name? Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
He has one 500E V-Boot. If he decides to sell it, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And they'll say, okay, this car used to belong to this person. Of course, there'll be value attached to it now. That's what I think. So yes, it does.
Are there any notable Africans that you think that fall into this category of individuals who can increase the value of the car?
Let me see. There is nobody. Or do you have example?
You're the interview.
No, there is nobody. I wouldn't say there is nobody. And although it depends on what the current owner wants to use the car for, so it depends. For example, if somebody like, let's say there's a Mercedes-Benz and they say, okay, this car used to belong to Ojukwu, you get? If I'm buying it, I'm not buying it to drive it. I'm buying it to like keep it and say, okay, to show people, okay, this car Ojukwu used to belong to Ojukwu. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so but if I buy a car that was owned by Elvis Presley,
yes.
Why do you think I wouldn't want to drive it?
So now, somebody like Elvis Presley, so you might not want to drive it because the guy died like in 1979 or 19. So his cars will be old. For example, he used to own a private jet. Yeah. They just sold it. It was abandoned for like 40 years. They just sold it. Somebody bought it. It's not as if it can fly. Yeah, the plane can fly, but just to say, okay, this jet used to belong to Elvis Presley. You get? So that's just it.
Having said that, what are the real perks of owning a luxury car, or a supercar, or a hypercar, as the case may be?
First of all, the number one perk is money. If you have money, if you don't have money, you just be wishing, I wish I owned this car. So secondly, it depends on the individual.
Okay.
What you see as a supercar, a luxury car, might not be what I see as a super or luxury car. Do you get me?
How so?
You might be looking at a C180. I know some people that drive C180, they'll be like, this car is a luxury car. But to me, it's trash. Some people, it's trash.
Okay.
I might be driving a V-Boot. To me, I like it. It's luxury to me. But some people might see it and be like, which kind of old car be this? Which I want to use this car be? So that's why it depends on the individual. So you get.
Yeah, so when I say what does it mean, or what are the perks that people enjoy with luxury cars, I mean, like, what are the real advantages?
First of all, maybe you want to travel with your car. If you drive like a Maybach and you are at the passenger seat, of course you will enjoy the journey because there is a lot of space, there's leg room, there's massage seats, there is heads-up display, there is TV, there is this shade, so it will feel as if you're in a house rather than traveling in a Honda. You get. You understand? I love Hondas, no shades, but then we're just comparing. So that's like number one, comfort. I think that's the main reason why people buy luxury cars, comfort, because of the comfort it brings.
Okay.
Have you seen the suspension of a Rolls Royce before? When you enter galloping background, you won't even notice. That's what we're talking about. That's comfort.
Okay, so high quality, high tech, everything amazing. Okay, awesome. So now let's talk about valuing of these cars. Right?
Okay.
Do all cars lose their value? And how are we able to determine whose cars retain value, increase in value, and decrease in value?
Okay. So not all cars lose value, although some lose value. Some appreciate in value. So for example, I mentioned the car previously, like the Lamborghini Reventon. Cars like that don't lose value because they only made like maybe 20 or 30. They get. I'm sure in the future there'll be demands for cars like that. Another example is this Rolls-Royce Phantom drop head. They've discontinued it. If you check now, the prices are going up because some people still want it. And you that ask it and you know that this company is not manufacturing this car anymore, you want to sell it at a high price. But then cars that lose value, cars that you see every day, those ones lose value now. You get cars that you know that they are least concerned. They make them almost every year. It's not as if they are special editions. All those kind of cars lose value. So that's it.
Okay, so how can car collectors then preserve the value of their cars?
If you want to preserve the value of a car, just take care of the car generally. Always make sure it's in good condition. And for example, like I have this 1987 230E. It's an old car, but I try my best to keep it in good shape. I wouldn't want to tell you how much I bought that car, but I know the price people are offering me now. If I decide to sell, I made ×3 or ×5, but I'm not selling because I like the car. So just take care of it. Make sure it's always in good condition. Treat it like a baby. That's just it. It will appreciate in value.
So now let's move on to the side of evolution. It's no news that the world has evolved and we have a lot of recent additions now, especially in manufacturing of cars, particularly electric vehicles. So are there any particular or any EVs at all that have made their place into the category of luxury cars?
Well, it depends on what you mean by luxury. If it's a car that has made a name for itself, I would say yes.
Okay, like which one?
An example is the Tesla Cybertruck.
Okay.
It's an EV car, but I think people are beginning to buy it nowadays.
Okay, why do you think that is?
Well, maybe because of the shape, because of the name. The car looks like something that came from the future.
Okay.
And then maybe the name Tesla, the shape, and because maybe people are buying it, everybody just wants to feel among. So that's just it.
Okay, so if I was going to ask you to rate and place the likes of the Rolls-Royce Spectre, the Porsche Taycan, where would you place those over the likes of, say, the Polestar 2, Polestar 3, the other Tesla models like the S and the X-Plaid?
The Spectre still remains number one.
Okay.
Secondly, maybe the Porsche Taycan.
Yeah, so why? That's like...
Rolls-Royce is luxury now.
So are those...
Luxury, the name.
Luxury because luxury is like relatable to personal preferences, or is it because the brand has declared that this is a luxury?
First of all, the brand, the name, Rolls-Royce. Secondly, have you had an encounter with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan?
Yes.
That's a very, very beautiful car. Forget that it's an electric car. It's comfortable. It just looks like the Wraith, which is a very comfortable car too. And then so it's just, yes, Rolls Royce. It's comfortable. It's a Rolls Royce, just that it's an electric car. That's just it. So yes, I'll place it at number 1. Number 2 will be the Porsche Taycan, because it's a Porsche. It's still comfortable. If you see the likes of Tesla, they look, I wouldn't say they look bad, but they look like toys. They don't look like cars. They look like toys and all those kind of things. So maybe they'll be at the end, but then that doesn't mean they are not luxurious.
Okay, so now let's talk about, still on evolution, tastes, like individual preferences. In recent times, have you noticed any trends with people's choices of collections? Do you think people like modern cars, or do you think that the old classic cars are still really being appreciated?
Okay, so I would say first of all, I would say it depends on the individual. And as you can see, I'm sure you can see too, people are beginning to appreciate all these old classic cars nowadays. I see a few of them drive around, and I see how people look at them and say, this car is so nice. Like you said, it reminds me of childhood. I would still want to own this. And you see online too, there are car pages like Vintage Car Club. When they post those kind of cars, people be like, I still want this. And for you to know, people are even appreciating it. People rent them for wedding shoots, for all those kind of things. So yes, I'll say people still appreciate them. And then for other people, they still prefer the modern cars. If you're a car collector and you prefer the modern cars, you can go for those ones. And there are some people too that prefer both. Someone like Senator Dino Melaye, he has the old cars, he has the new cars. So it depends on your preference, really.
So this is yet another interesting question. If someone who wants to, say for example, I or you want to start collecting cars, what cars would ideally you advise the person to get?
If the person wants to start collecting cars,
yes,
it depends on the person's pocket. If you have money,
if money was not an issue,
you collect. Well, if money was not an issue, there will still be the issue of, do you prefer supercars or luxury cars?
What if I just like aesthetics?
First of all, what was aesthetics?
Like the beauty
I
of
know
a
go
car,
school reach that side.
The beauty of a car, regardless of what year it was manufactured.
Me personally, I want to collect plenty. Rolls Royce Cullinan, Lamborghini Euros, the new Bentley GT, Lamborghini Reventon, almost all cars, if money was not an issue. Of course, you want to collect all the cars. Like I said, there are some people that have like 5,000 cars. Some people have 600 cars. Some people have 40 cars. So it's choice.
Okay, what if money was an issue?
It depends on how much the person has. For example, like how much does the person have?
Okay, so money is a big determining factor.
Yes.
Is there any other factor apart from money?
Money and choice.
Okay, so just money and choice.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because someone like Whiskey, he collects Ferraris and those kind of things. Some people like SUVs. I want the Phantom. Some people like big cars, like the Phantoms, all those things. Some people like, I only like sports cars. So you get. So money and choice.
This is very.
For example, me, I like sedans.
Okay.
I don't like SUVs. Although I like the Rolls Royce Cullinan, but I like sedans. I like the Phantom. It's big. I like the Bentley Flying Spur, all those kind of big cars. So it's choice.
Okay, that's a very interesting angle.
Yeah.
So I think I'm out of questions. So this is the part where I'm just going to leave the floor for you. Do you have any final words? Are there any questions you feel like I didn't ask that you expected?
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me interview you now. What do you think about EVs and engine cars?
ICE cars and electric cars. So I was definitely born in an era where engines were a thing, but regardless of that, definitely evolution has to take place. If I were asked my preference, I am a performance girly.
I understand you.
Naturally tend towards high performing.
So what's your definition of performance?
I mean cars that are built for the purpose of performance.
What's the purpose? Like speed?
Yes.
Have you driven a Tesla before?
No. So that's where the difference comes.
So see, I want to say something. I see comparisons online. They be like, if a Tesla, maybe a Tesla Cybertruck and a Rolls Royce Cullinan, and the Lamborghini Eros, if they go on a drag race, because the Tesla is an electric car, if it's a short race, it will win.
So yes, EVs have the advantage of high torque numbers.
I don't think it's only about short race. Go and drive a Tesla. Those cars are these guys are fast.
Yes.
They are quick, they are fast, short distance, long distance.
Undisputed, and it also depends on the particular trim. Now we're talking about the 75D, 90D, P100
for the electric cars.
Yes.
But I don't know those ones.
Exactly. So that's like saying, are they in line for its V6s, V8 or V12s? Yeah. So for Teslas, they are rated 75D, 90D, 100D, P100D flat.
Okay, but I wouldn't know those ones. But I've driven a Tesla before, and I can see how quick they are.
Yeah, so
and I can bet you that hold on, a Tesla Cybertruck and a G63, if they go on a long distance race, I'll put my money on the Cybertruck.
So if they go on a short distance race, that's where you're getting your own. If they go on a short distance race, the Cybertruck has the advantage of torque, but in the long run, twin turbo performance, the G63 is going to catch it and it's going to pass. That's where horsepower comes to play.
But you should understand that this one is not a car.
It's just inertia.
It's an electric car.
It's just force from rest.
As the G-Wagon is moving and you are switching gears, it's slowing down a bit. The Cybertruck is just going.
Talking about the G-Wagon, I want to believe that you're talking about the recent G-Wagons. Now, the automotive or the transmission technology.
Well,
okay, let's even say PDK. Those transmission.
Right with me. All these things you are saying, PDK, me, I don't know about all those things. You know. But I'm telling you, I don't want to know. Okay. If they are going on a race, I'll put my money on a Tesla. I have driven a Tesla. I still drove a Tesla today. Those things are fast as fuck.
They are quick, not fast.
They are quick. You are quick, you are fast.
They are quick to take off.
Okay.
They are not fast.
They won't slow down. These cars won't slow down.
It's about slowing down. So if you meet peak torque at a particular point, horsepower is going to come to play.
Okay.
Now, whatever horsepower car, ICE car has enough power to take on that, is going to pass it effortlessly. Now, if I drove a G63 AMG and we started from point A, let's use the Lekki Phase 1 toll gate, and let's say we're going somewhere towards Chevron. That's a long stretch. Between Lekki Phase 1 and Marwa, you'll be ahead of me. But beyond that, I will catch you and you won't see me again.
I would like us to put this thing in.
I would
like us to do this one.
That's what I'm here for. That's the content I signed up for. But yes, thank you for asking me. You're the first interview guest that's actually interviewing me on my own podcast. And I love it. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the amazing things that you said. You said so much. You were able to share things with us that people need to learn, because it's
Are you sure?
Question. Yes, I honestly think so. A lot of people just keep wondering, it's a Rolls Royce. Why is it more expensive than a regular Lexus? You understand? But there are definitely different features or even the build quality, the powertrain technology that goes into building this car. Some of them are even hand built from scratch.
Yeah.
Right. So there are definitely different reasons why a car is valued way above the other. And just like you said, there are certain cars that are valued more because of who has owned them previously. So that's amazing. Thank you very much, Ladi, for doing this interview with us. And thank you, my wonderful, beautiful guests as well, for watching this beautiful episode. If there are any questions you have, please do all to drop them in the comments, and I will definitely be thrilled to engage with you. However, please let me know your thoughts about this in the comments and answer the question: what is your definition of a luxury car? And what would you rather was a luxury car as opposed to the society's definition of these? Anyway, guys, you know the drill. Please like this video, share it, because somebody definitely needs to see this video, and it's no farther than the person right next to you. And subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't yet. And me, I remain your beautiful host. And cheers to the next video.